Look, every single one of us has been through bullying or heard someone's negative opinion about us. And what most people don't realize is that how you receive it can either build you or completely break you. By the way, on this channel, I share my personal experiences and the real lessons I've learned along the way. Stuff you can actually use in your life. I talk about all kinds of topics: relationships, religion, philosophy, life advice, and everyday situations. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to subscribe. All right, let's get into it. First of all, you need to understand something important. Life isn't fair. Not everyone starts from the same place. Not everyone has the same intelligence, the same experiences, or the same privileges. Everyone's got their own circumstances. And that's actually where bullying comes from at its core. From these differences, rich or poor, someone whose dad taught him how to navigate life, and someone whose dad never did, someone who had a father present, and someone who never had a dad at all. Same thing with mothers, with friends, with family. Sometimes it's physical: skin color, height, the way you look, and so on. But here's what I've always believed: this difference, by its very nature, is beautiful. At the same time, it doesn't always feel fair. I'm being intentional when I say feel. Because the truth is, difference has to exist for life to keep moving forward. Even if you don't like it, you have to acknowledge it, because you can't change it. Accepting something you can't change isn't weakness. You accept it, and you keep moving forward. Of course, some things are genuinely hard. People dealing with disabilities, paralysis, someone who can't speak, someone who can't walk. That's really tough to accept. And yet, that's just how life is. I can't say this with full certainty, though, because philosophically, some argue that absolute justice simply doesn't exist in this life or in nature. The universe doesn't follow our moral code. And that truth is painful but honest. From a religious perspective, you could say there's a greater wisdom behind all of this, and that real justice isn't meant for this world. It's in the hereafter. Now that you understand the foundation, let's talk about bullying itself. First, let's talk about the bully. A bully is nothing more than someone who isn't self-aware enough to understand what's really going on. Their bullying usually comes from one of two places. Either they feel inferior, or they're simply not smart enough to realize they're not actually better than you. Maybe they inherited money from their father, or maybe luck was just on their side, like we talked about earlier. Now, why am I saying this with a bit of an edge? Let me tell you why. Someone who genuinely worked hard to build themselves, who didn't get there the easy way, will never judge you. They will never bully you. You've all heard the saying, a self-made millionaire won't laugh at your first business attempt. A successful YouTuber won't laugh at your first video. An athlete won't mock you on your first day at the gym. That's the reality. Bottom line, a bully is just an arrogant, ignorant person who doesn't know his own limits. And of course, circumstances played a role in shaping who he became. Maybe he grew up with too much comfort, too much coddling, and his parents never taught him the right lessons. Because sometimes a person needs to taste a little pain to actually build real character. Now let's talk about the other side. The person being bullied. That person is also shaped by their circumstances. But I don't like the idea that circumstances alone define who you are. What really matters is how you receive the lesson and how you choose to look at the situation. Usually, the person being bullied is someone who hasn't had enough exposure to different people. Someone who never really learned how to handle other people's opinions. Bullying comes in many forms. Maybe they're laughing at the way you dress. Even that has layers. Either your style genuinely needs work, but a decent person wouldn't laugh at you. They'd pull you aside privately and give you honest advice. Or there's another angle. They're jealous. They see something in you they couldn't reach themselves. Another common form is when someone puts you down just to impress a girl, thinking that's somehow a smart move. Poor guy. He's just not that intelligent. And in some cases, it can even escalate to physical aggression. So, how do you actually deal with bullying and people's judgments? It all comes down to your mindset. Let's say someone disrespects you in front of your girlfriend, your friends, whoever. You have two options. Option one, the easy route. You just take it, you laugh it off, thinking it'll calm things down, or you get emotional. Or you go looking for validation somewhere else. You get the idea. Option two, you take control of the situation. Now, I know that no matter how well I describe this, actually doing it is a completely different story. But I'm still going to walk you through it with practical steps that can really help. Taking control shows in your eyes, your voice, and even your silence. Don't over-explain yourself. Your face should make it very clear. This is not okay. And it will not happen again. Honestly, the best move in many cases is to just walk away. Someone who doesn't respect you doesn't deserve your time or your presence. Let this become your new rule. The next time you think about disrespecting me, I simply won't be available. And the single biggest thing that builds your presence and commands respect? Working on yourself. I strongly recommend sports, especially combat sports, or even just hitting the gym consistently. Being around athletes builds your confidence and makes you stronger. Stick with it for a year or two, and you'll develop a presence that makes people think twice before coming at you. Not because you look intimidating, but because when people see you, they feel your energy. They take you seriously. The way you carry yourself and interact with people will completely shift. You'll notice real improvements in every area of your life. Reading is another powerful tool. It builds your knowledge, helps you hold your own in any conversation, and lets you make better decisions with real awareness. And one last thing I'll add. Having one or two truly close friends is great for your mental health. But finding people who actually make you better? That's rare. And that's okay. All right. That's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have suggestions for future topics, or if you're enjoying this kind of content, let me know in the comments. I'll keep bringing more. See you in the next one. And don't forget to subscribe. Take care.